Brilliance Audio presents An Appetite for Life, stress-free strategies for feeding your child from the start, from voracious eaters to fussy eaters and every child in between. By Dr. Haley Syred, Ph.D., and Dr. Clare Llewellyn, Ph.D. Performed by Christine Williams. Introduction. You may be expecting a baby, or you may already have a baby or toddler and are keen to find out how to give him the best possible start in life. But with all the conflicting advice out there about what and how to feed your child, you may be struggling to make sense of it all. This book is here to separate the facts from the fads about food, feeding, and nutrition during the first 1,000 days of your child's life. From pregnancy and milk feeding to starting solid foods and dealing with the terrible twos, An Appetite for Life provides you with evidence-based information and practical guidance from a scientific perspective to help your child establish healthy eating habits right from the start. As leading scientists in this field, one of our greatest concerns is that much of the advice offered to parents about feeding is based on received wisdom, old wives' tales, or simply people's opinion. There is no end of books about parenting and feeding, but most are written by authors with no scientific credentials in this area. In fact, when flipping through the many available books and websites, we were surprised to discover that there is virtually no scientifically based information for parents on this topic. In addition to this, the U.S. currently doesn't have any comprehensive federal guidance on nutrition for women during pregnancy or for infants and toddlers under 2 years of age. The aim of the Pregnancy and Birth to 24 Months project is to develop detailed guidelines for the first 1,000 days, but these are not due to be released until 2020. In the meantime, where should parents go for evidence-based information? This was the impetus behind writing this book. There is a huge unmet need for expectant parents and those with infants and toddlers. Parents often receive guidance that is misguided or worse, patently wrong. At best, some writers have years of experience, but this is very different from having studied the subject scientifically and having a firm understanding of what is and isn't important and what does and doesn't work when it comes to optimal nutrition and the best feeding strategies. As scientists, not moms, we are going to replace myth with fact, giving you the knowledge and breaking down the science so that you can make your own well-informed decisions about how to feed your child. Scientists aren't always great at getting research out there into the public domain. Findings tend to be published in scientific journals that either aren't accessible to those who don't pay the hefty subscription fees, or are written in such dense scientific language that even we find some of them challenging to read and understand. Throughout this book, we have used the highest quality evidence currently available to give you the most up-to-date scientific perspective on every topic we cover. There are some issues on which there isn't yet a scientific consensus because evidence is lacking, and others that we are more certain about. We are frank about this and give you the lowdown on each topic, taking into account everything we know. We have outlined all of the most important scientific findings on eating and feeding your child and have developed guidance and tips based on those findings to help you navigate this important period of your baby's life. As a side note, throughout the book, we refer to the baby as he. This is not because we are assuming all babies are male, nor is it an attempt to gender stereotype, but it helps with flow and ensures there is no confusion when we are referring to the mother as she. We also use person-first language when we refer to overweight and obesity to avoid labeling children by their weight status, which is considered stigmatizing by many obesity organizations. This means we describe children as having overweight or obesity, rather than as being overweight or obese. For example, children with overweight. It may seem a bit odd to read at first, but you soon get used to it. Who we are. We are scientists who have been researching the eating and feeding habits of babies and toddlers for over a decade, and we both have a PhD on this topic. Between us, we have read thousands of scientific papers on the subject. But importantly, we don't just read about the science, we actually do the science.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?